those of you that are returning, and those of you that are new. Welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to be doing a reading for you guys today. So I hope everybody has had a good day wherever you guys are at in the world. God bless you guys, and peace be with you. All right. So please know that my readings are timeless, which means whenever you get to this reading, there's going to be messages in here for you. I suggest that you guys watch all of the readings on both of my platforms. I have this platform and I have another platform called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. On that platform, I do tarot card readings and I do oracle card readings. So over there, we are still waiting for YouTube to approve the platform, but we're getting closer. They have responded back to my email and said that they are going to look into it. Why they haven't gotten back to me yet. So for those of you that do have personal questions, please do not spam the chat with the personal questions. This is the platform you want to ask those questions on. So if you have a personal question that you need addressed, send me a $20 super chat with your question and I will pause the collective reading and then I will set a 20-minute timer and I will answer your question, okay? So that's the way I'm making myself available. On my other platform, I not quite yet have the ability to answer personal questions, but once it gets monetized, like I said, then I'll be able to do that for you guys, okay? So just hang tight with me, and just know that that's why I tell other people on the other platform to come to this platform, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so that they're notified when I go live, so that if they do have a question, they can ask their question. Okay. So yeah, so God bless you guys. Peace be with you. I hope all of you are having a good day. All right. So I do have 2 books that are linked in the description box below that are pivotal, at least to my spiritual journey, and I believe they will be for yours as well. I will be speaking about those books at the end of the reading. So how a lot of people ask me, oh, how am I doing what I'm doing? Where am I getting my information from, etc. I will explain that at the end of the reading. Okay. So just let you guys know a little bit about the books. I'm not going to go into depth. Like I said, I'll describe it at the end of the reading, but the first book is called The Truth of God. It is an advanced intuitive living workbook written by Michael Steadman, who is a doctor of divinity. Now, this book has many techniques in it that you see me use throughout the reading. So if you're interested in using the same techniques that I do, I've been using them for 10 years with success, then stay to the end of this reading where I'll do an in-depth talk about that book. The second book that's in the description box below is the book that I've written, and it's called Vassago, Vassago, Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, written by me, Astraea Love. And this book is to help those of you that want to learn to read cards for yourself and for others, and maybe you want to do that in a safe way. Okay. I wrote that book off of the original Rider-Waite, which is this deck right here. And I have this exact deck with the description, with the description on the cards linked in the description box below. So I'm just making sure all the cards in the upright. I never start any readings with them being in the reverse. So, yeah. Okay, so just to let you know, if you're interested in those books, stay until the end. I will be talking about them, okay? And going into depth so that you can understand how they work, so that you know what you're purchasing. Again, they're not expensive books, and this deck is not expensive either. But if you learn the interpretations from this deck, you can go to any specialty deck, like the Thoth deck, like any specialty deck, literally, as a tarot deck. And when they give you the abstract picture that has nothing to do with what the card means, you will know what the card actually means. Okay, so we are calling upon the Rider-Waite Rainbow. I love that. We are calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, the Ascended Masters, our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, including our guardian angels, the archangels, and anybody else in our spiritual team. And we're asking that all of that together. Put a protective shield around us. Also, if you guys could like this video, make sure you're subscribed, tap the notification bell, share this content with others. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it, okay? All right. Thank you guys so much. And thank you in advance for your donations, your support, your love, your kindness. I really appreciate you guys. And it's because of you guys who are true people that I continue to do what I'm doing. Well, it's because of God, but it's also because of you guys. Like, if I didn't have a great collective supporting me, I would probably be like, God, I don't want to do this anymore. So thank you guys for your support. And I love you guys so much. And I'm always praying for you guys. I want the best for everybody. Okay, so God, we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for everything that you're doing. Please put a protective shield, but also please uncloak these messages and get them out to the people that need to hear them so that we can grow this community and bring more people to you, to God, to your higher self. And so we love you, we love you, we love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And all honor, glory, worship, and praise goes to my higher self, your higher self, the Most High God. I wouldn't be able to do anything that I'm doing without God animating me and giving me the ability to do so. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And please continue to bless us and protect us and keep us safe. And thank you, God. I just want to continue to say I love you and thank you for everything that you're doing for us and for everything that you've already done. And for all of the stuff that we don't see that you're doing, thank you for that as well. Okay. So by watching my readings, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my readings, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me, anybody in the comments, or anybody in the chat. Everybody's allowed to have their own perspective, but what's not allowed is religious condemning and bullying. And so I just want to say right off the bat that I report all bullying and harassment to the Most High God and to the Holy Spirit. And in Jesus's name, I bind the spirit of provocation. I bind the spirit of mockery. I bind the spirit of twisting things like Leviathan. And I bind the spirit of harassment. I bind the spirit and I rebuke it in Christ's name, in Jesus Christ's name. And I call upon Jesus Christ, Yeshua, the Holy One, to rebuke and bind these spirits that rear their ugly heads up and bully us. Okay, thank you. So yeah, if you guys have any personal questions, please don't spam the chat with your personal question. Send me a $20 super chat with your question and I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question, okay? And I'll set a 20-minute timer. That's how I answer people's personal questions. I don't just read, I'm reading everybody's questions. So if you stick around, most likely your question will be answered in the collective reading for everybody, but I don't answer personal questions for free because that takes my energy and it takes my time away from the collective, which I'm supposed to be helping everybody. And I have no problem helping people individually. That's fine. But if I'm going to connect with your energy personally and go into your demons and whatever you have going on, then I need to get paid for that. There has to be an equal exchange or I'll just get drained. And that's just being a psychic vampire. Okay. So basically, my message for you is that somebody is lying about you. Surprise, surprise. I mean, it seems to me like people that don't understand how you guys, they don't understand you guys, first of all. It seems like those people are lying on you. They're being deceptive and they're intentionally, it's not like, okay, you know how some people will like hear a rumor and then believe it's true and then repeat that? This is not that. This is somebody that's like intentionally lying. So we're going to figure out what they're lying about and what they're talking about and why they're choosing you as a target and what it is that they want or they think that they're going to get. Okay, so let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. Four of Wands, somebody could be lying about the work that you do. They could be lying. Okay, so this is something that's come up before, and I just saw it again in my mind's eye. Now, when I think of like the IRS, I think of like a government building. Like this is just what my mind brings up because I don't know even know if the IRS has a symbol or whatever. But when I think about the IRS, I think of like a government building, okay? And the energy that that feels is a bunch of busy bees. It's very chaotic energy, the IRS. Okay, so usually the IRS, it seems to me like they do target people, but they mostly target people who have a lot of money. Okay, like the rich, the wealthy, and the people who are, they target the people that they know they can get something from. Okay, and I'm not saying that you're poor. I'm just explaining how the IRS works. Like they make it their priority to target people who have a lot of money, right? So this person who is lying on you, they could be a part of a gang, they could be a part of a cult, a coven, a group, whatever. But this person that's lying on you, they made some type of report to the IRS, and the IRS, like, they have more access to our financial details than what we do. Being a person that actually makes our own money, they have more access to the information, whether we file our taxes or not. So it's like, what you guys could be on benefits, you could be on Social Security, you could be on et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. You could have a job and be earning income. Somebody tried to contact the IRS. This is what I'm getting. This is one of their many tactics. And because you guys are not you're not in the 1 to 2 to 3%, first of all, this complaint that was made went to the back burner. Okay. Now, I don't know, what is the date that you have to have your taxes done? Is it like April? Are we past that? What is the date where you have to have your taxes done?
The deadline to file your 2025 federal income tax return is April 15th, 2026. If you need more time, you can request an extension using IRS Form 4868 by April 15th.
So we're past that. Okay, so they waited until that date. Oh, yes, so there is buildings. Okay, thank you for confirming that. So they waited till that passed. Okay, first of all, I get that this person, I don't know how, maybe they were like a coworker, maybe they were a landlord. Somehow they have access to something about your financial details. Now, this person is trying to get you, like, I want to say dethroned in the spirit, but that's not possible because God put you where you're at. So they're contacting the IRS amongst other organizations. That's just one organization we're going to talk about. And their complaint went in way before the deadline to get your taxes done. So the IRS is like, look, that you may have put in this complaint saying that somebody is making more money, or also I'm getting that somebody could have been trying to report if you get disability or you get benefits, they were trying to report you saying that you earn more money so that you shouldn't receive your benefits, or Section 8, which is housing, whatever it is. This person's a snake. But they're stupid people. So they did it before the deadline. So the IRS has so much shit to do that they're like, look, first of all, this person is either on benefits, they don't make a lot of money. Like the IRS knows more than we do and knows more than what other people do. So as far as like looking into this whole thing, like what I'm getting is that they tried to report you before the deadline was even up. Right? And even with a deadline, you could still get an extension. Like there are people that do their taxes at different types of the year. Okay. Now, first of all, I'm someone that I do not believe that people who are on disability should be taxed. I do not believe that people who are receiving Social Security should be taxed. That is my personal belief. The government is going to do what it's going to do, but I feel like if the government's giving you money, why are they taxing it? Like, that means that the amount of money they say they're going to give you, they're not actually giving you that because they're adding tax to it. So that seems like a deception anyways. And then when you have to pay taxes on your home, your car, and all this other shit, it's like, really, that money goes back into the government. So why are they bitching and moaning that they have to give money out to people who are disabled and stuff? This is why it makes no sense to me. So they're still making money off of that money that they're giving out. But yeah, this person tried to report you before the deadline. So as far as somebody in the IRS being like, oh, let me go look into this person, this is what I was shown. The person in the IRS looked up to see how much you make, saw that it's coming in through a government source, or saw that it's like it's not in the 1 to 2 3% of the world, of the whatever country, and was like, I'm not even going to address that. Like, that's literally what happened. And it could be spirit also being like, look, this is not a priority right now, but I'm literally getting that somebody was trying to get you caught up for tax fraud. Like, if you don't make a certain amount of money, you don't have to file your taxes. I contacted a tax person because I do not make a certain amount of money to file taxes. I contacted somebody. Okay. I've been financially oppressed for a very long time. I just don't tell people about it. But yeah, I contacted somebody and basically you don't have to if you don't make a certain amount of money, right? So this person's stupid. They tried to report you because they see that you finished a project. They see that you've made a goal, that you're making money in some type of way, or that you're receiving something. So they wanted to report you saying that you're making more money. There is literally no evidence. There's none that you're making side money or hush, or there's like, what, I don't know what it's called when it's like money under the table, that type of situation. Again, there's nothing illegal about somebody giving you money. If somebody gives you money, you don't have to pay taxes on the money that they give you. If they hand you a bunch of cash, you don't have to report that. It's the same thing as like Trump being like, you don't have to report tips. Bitch, nobody was reporting tips. There was probably nobody reporting their tips. Okay, I can guarantee that. The IRS is not worried about people that are in your situation. Okay, so first of all, this is, well, it hasn't backfired on the person to where they're in trouble, but I will say that you've been categorized on a list of like not important, not going to be investigated, and not going to be looked into. I can definitely tell you that when it comes to taxes. And so this person has lost. Okay. They were lying and saying, oh, that you're working a full-time job under the table or blah, blah, blah. There's no evidence of you getting paid. And they check other sources like Venmo, probably PayPal. They check all different sources, anything that can be linked to your name or your social security number. And even that, they have to do a more in-depth check. And these people, they don't have enough people to work for the IRS. And it's probably because it's a boring ass job that takes too much. I have ADHD. I can't even focus like that. I can't even go to a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 5 or whatever the work schedule is. Like, I have episodes. There's no way that I could do that shit. Not only is it boring, but you have to be good at math, and dyslexia makes it so I'm not good at math. So I feel like this person has tried to get you in trouble financially. Okay. And this is all over them being upset that, first of all, I already get that this person did steal something from you. Maybe it was a girl, maybe it was a boy, maybe it was, a job, whatever. They already took something. Maybe it was your destiny they tried to take. They already took something. They want to make sure that you are put into a state of oppression that you can never crawl out of. So they contacted the IRS, and they contacted a couple other organizations like the CIA and the FBI to report you. And I'm sorry, but those organizations can take one look at you and be like, that is a non-issue with all of these other illegal immigrants, criminals, and people who are, terrorists. This other person is a non-issue. Okay. And so that's what's been seen. And so basically this person has wasted their time lying on you to these organizations. All right. And the next organization that they decide to go to is one that is actually going to do something horrible to them. So if they plan on going to like the Illuminati or something else, they're going to get sacrificed or something. Something bad is going to happen. Sacrificed. Something bad is going to happen to them. They're going to be put up under judgment because enough is enough. The spiritual realm has had it with these people. Exactly. You're retired, not working. Exactly. But again, these people were lying and lying on you, saying that you are working. And like I said, they should not be taxing Social Security. That is 100 dead ass per 100% wrong, okay, to do to people. So you could have work coming in from completed goals. This could be like you living on 401k or whatever your retirement is, or you could be receiving Social Security. But they're trying to say that, and like I said, the government has access to financial stuff on a level that we don't. So they can see a lot more than what we can see. So this person has failed. Now, when it comes to stealing a person from you, I do feel like they manipulated a few people, but I will tell you this right now. Anybody that believes what comes out of this weird person's mouth is not somebody you want around you. That's somebody you can just be like, look, if you're going to believe this person who's a slithering ass snake, especially over me, who's an honest person, then I don't have anything for you. That's all you need to say. The Hierophant. Because literally the thing is like these fake preachers that extort money out of people, these religions and cults and secret societies and stuff, they're sanctioned to where they don't have to pay taxes on anything. Okay. So if you're thinking about starting a business, maybe you want to start doing something, some type of work with somebody, maybe think about going online and getting a ministry, what is it called? A ministry license or whatever it is. Okay. And starting, I mean, the Kardashians have a church that they use for money laundering all of the time. So literally, and I'm not saying to money launder, but I am just saying, like, if you are planning on doing extra work, maybe do something that you can have it not be taxable. Okay. So the IRS now knows that somebody was just trying to call on you to get your benefits taken. They don't have any real evidence, real life evidence of you abusing your benefits or not being worthy of them or whatever. So again, losers. But if there was anybody that believed these people's manipulation, those people are not worth your time. Okay. 7 of Swords. Yeah. Because look, this Hierophant group, this religion, this cult, whatever, secret society, coven, however you want to look at it, they're running away from making a decision. Okay. That it's like TikTok time has run out. I'm seeing like the white rabbit jumping down the rabbit hole. Time has completely run out. These people, their selfish decisions have brought dishonor and shame to them. And it's funny to me how it's the same people that are always trying to snitch on everybody else that are doing the actual crimes. Like, it's crazy to me how the police just don't arrest the people who are snitching, who are calling and, I know the IRS is not police, but whatever, that are calling and making such a fuss about you. So all they're doing is putting out a warning into every system that you're some type of problem, and you're getting a check next to your name as going onto the list of, okay, people don't like this person, they may call on them. Like, that's it, literally. So continue to do this work that you're doing. If you are wanting to be a life coach or do something on the side, where it could be something that you sell, whatever it is. Like I said, if you can find a way to have it be nonprofit or have it go to a charity or find a way to do that, I feel like this person will still try to report you, but they're not going to be listened to. Okay. First of all, I was also getting that this person had to sit on the phone for like an hour and a half and wait for somebody to even talk to them. Like, that's how unstaffed the IRS is. Queen of Cups in the reverse. This is the person that was doing this. So she's definitely a part of some type of religious, whatever, weird shit. Cult, coven, secret society type thing. This is a selfish, destructive woman who seeks to manipulate and control you. She has unpredictable reactions. Okay, so I just want to let you guys know, with the deadline being what it is, she may try to call again. She's going to be completely ignored because that check with your name has already been made, right? And until you trigger the system by making billions or millions of dollars, they're not going to look back into you. I can guarantee that. Spirit is like oppressing or suppressing the situation. So this talks about she has unpredictable reactions, is cruel and seeks revenge, perverse, twisted, and crafty and dishonest. Obviously, that's what lying is. Immoral, she uses people, then discards them. Do not trust her. So this Queen of Cups in the reverse is somebody that is manipulative. And, you know, they don't want to see you succeed because they feel like it should be them. They feel like it should be them that has a disability. This person's not disabled. They're just a human piece of garbage. That's all. Like, they could work a 9-to-5 job. This person has nothing going on. Maybe they have children, but other than that, their children are probably grown. This person, and if they have young children, they don't have custody of those kids. There's nothing wrong. This person can work a job. Okay. And they would not appreciate. I also feel like this person could have been on some type of housing or something and it got taken away from them due to somebody else that did this same shit to them. So again, what you do to others will happen to you. So that's probably how this person got this idea. But yeah, they definitely, this female was listening to a male, okay? And they're like, oh, we're just going to shut this person down. We're going to oppress their finances. We're going to this, that. These people have been working on you for quite some while. And that's how I feel like my finances, the people have been working on me for quite some while, like quite a while. And, you know, when this person finds out that there's nothing that's going to be done to you, that you're still going to be able to have everything that you have, then they're going to start to bully you or harass you or send somebody else to bully and harass you. Okay. And at that point, ignore this person. Like I said, when I was rebuking and binding the spirit of, first of all monitoring spirit, we bind and rebuke in the name of Jesus, all spirits that like to, when I was saying Leviathan, they like to twist somebody's image into making people believe something that's false. That's another thing that this person does. I mean, she's under the influence of a lot of, and this person could be literally harassing you and bullying you and not even consciously aware, like, of why they're doing it, other than they just have an intense feeling that they need to get revenge, like it said on the card, and they have an intense hatred. Other than that, there's no real reason. I want to say that the real reason could be that you are a higher ranking person and that you have things that they'll never possess. But this person wants you out of a certain area. They feel like you're some type of threat to them. And they also feel like you are going to enlighten the people of this Hierophant group to the point where they will make a new choice, maybe not to support this other person. Okay. So, and the crazy shit, this is how I know this person is not mentally well, even though they can still work a job. They just need to leave you alone. But like, I can tell that they believe that you are doing the same thing to them that they're doing to you, and you're not doing anything to them. It's like, that's like insane to me. That's why you're getting justice, literally. And you're going to get rewarded for your hard work. Now, this Queen of Wands, she did go to a witch. She, like, there is a spiritual aspect to this, because again, they've been trying to oppress you in the physical with spiritual methods. That's like reporting you to whatever. I look Australian. Oh, that's so interesting, you guys. Like if it's reporting you to whatever type of system, like I would consider the IRS to be a system, the FBI to be a system or organization. But also this Queen of Cups in the reverse took these lies to a Queen of Wands. Now, this is how retarded they are. To a Queen of Wands who's a witch, and was like, help me out with this witchcraft and messing with this other person. How retarded is that? Why would you ever take lies about somebody to a witch? That if a witch does witchcraft on lies, what is going to come of that? Nothing, because it's a lie. That's why I'm like, okay, these people are clearly retarded. This is another reason that you're getting justice, because they were trying to oppress you in the spiritual. trying to convince the spiritual to not give you money, to not let you have a home. They were trying to go to the police. They were trying to go to the authorities. These people were reporting you on every level, on every aspect, and they were trying to gang stalk you, or they still are. That's crazy. Yeah, you're not going to be destroyed, you guys. You guys are literally, like I said, spirit is protecting you. And I don't even feel like you guys, not all of you pray. Like you guys are protected by the blood of Jesus. Okay. That is a real thing. The blood of Christ. And we plead it over this platform, over every reading that I've ever done and will ever do, and over every situation. Because these people they're not right mentally. And also, this witch has some type of like shrine. I don't want to call it an altar because I don't have a problem with people having altars. Like, but I also don't believe that gods live in statues and shit. I think that if you have a statue of something, it's just like an image of something you like. That's what I perceive. But I know the ancient people, they would create, at least in the story of Moses, when he goes up the mountain to get the 10 Commandments and comes back down, and the people have completely they've sacrificed people to a cow made of gold or some weird shit. So anyways, I do get the idea of it, but I think it's a stupid idea. And then just to let you know, in the past, in history, why all of the statues that we find now are defaced, like their nose is cut off, they're messed with, is because people back in the day, they believed that if you could conquer their god, which they believe lived in a statue, okay, then you conquered the people. And so that's why they would go straight to the temples and burn the temples and deface the statues, etc. So anyways, just weird. But yeah, I personally think it's going to take a little bit more than defacing a statue to destroy an entire group of people or dominate them. But again, that's just the old world and the way that people were thinking. So this person has some type of, I want to say, shrine, and it doesn't really have a statue on it, but it's got something in the center. It's almost giving me like Goblet of Fire vibes. It's got something in the center, and then it's got a bunch of shit around it. And this person does make sacrifices to whatever this shrine is. And I don't understand exactly how that works, because they're not human sacrifices. They're sacrifices of small animals, like maybe rats and birds. First of all, if I was any deity and somebody sacrificed a rat to me, I would curse them probably. But that's just the way I feel about rats. And please don't judge me over that, but I have a severe fear of them, like a severe fear. To a point, if like I saw one, I would probably try to shoot it with a shotgun or stomp it out. I would, yeah, ew. No, I don't even want to come into contact with that. There's no way. So this Queen of Wands is like sitting around and waiting right now for what she's done as far as a sacrifice to go through. And there's no, like, these beings, whatever she works with, there's nothing else that they can do. They've reached their cap of their capabilities when it comes to oppressing your finances or making you look bad or whatever. And so this Queen of Wands obviously is not as tapped in as she thinks she is. And also she has some type of business to where she's having a business in the front and then a shrine room in the back. And everything that she does with magic, she doesn't have magic. It's whatever beings she works with does. But it's all transactional via giving, offering, sacrifice, etc. So this Queen of Cups has definitely paid money. Maybe she thought you cheated on her if you're a man. Maybe she thought you betrayed her if you're a woman, whatever. Maybe she just thinks that you're competition. You're not this person's competition. How could you compete with somebody that's like not even close to being on your level? That doesn't even make sense. But yeah, so this Queen of Wands is about to experience something that's really, really not cool. Like, I feel like this Queen of Wands told the Queen of Cups to bring her a sacrifice, somebody's name, and then this Queen of Wands was going to put that name on the altar and try to cause that person to be unalived in some type of way. and they put the wrong name. If they tried to put your name, which is kind of what I'm getting, this is an epic backfire. The spirits are going to basically say, we can't touch that one. That one right there, we can't touch. So so you owe us another sacrifice. If you don't bring us somebody's sacrifice, then it's going to be you that gets sacrificed. And this Queen of Wands knows that it's some type of weird covenant thing. Weirdos. Total weirdos, you guys. Yes, return to sender. Exactly. They used your cat. Interesting, because I was about to say that somebody did sacrifice a cat, and look at what's on the card with the Queen of Wands. And we're not stereotyping witches to be ones with brooms and cats, but that's what the card shows, and that's what the card means. So that's so interesting that you just said that. Like, seriously, I was just thinking that, because I was thinking small animals, and I was like, oh God, they did a cat, but it wasn't their cat. So I'm wondering, when, I don't watch everything that Trump says because I just don't have the attention span for that. And I'm not into politics. I could not tell you what the hell's going on. But I will say that I do remember a time while I was sitting at at a family member's house, and they do watch that. And I was hearing, oh, they're eating the cats and eating the dogs. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. I get that. No, maybe they're not eating them. Maybe they're sacrificing them. Like, literally. I know that sounds crazy, but maybe they're sacrificing them. Maybe they're not eating them. And I don't even remember who the they was that he was talking about. But he just kept saying they. And I was like, what? Like, people's pets? What? And so, yeah. If you have a cat, if you have a dog, don't let it go out. Okay, again, I used to have cats. They grew old and passed away. Okay, I don't have them anymore. But when they were alive, I used to let them out. But again, we weren't in this time frame, so there was not people doing this type of shit. But I used to have the outdoor, indoor type of cat. If you have an outdoor cat, maybe think about making it an indoor cat. And I know if you get them neutered, it's a little bit better, because then they won't, when it goes into breeding season, they won't sit at the door and go, "Rah!" and just keep screaming like that, because I definitely have seen cats that do that to be let out because they want to go, get it on. But yeah, I feel like literally, possibly, I wouldn't declaw them, because declawing them, it doesn't cut their nails off. It cuts this part of their finger off. And so the cat may hate you forever after that. I remember when I got my cat neutered, because it was a male cat, that it couldn't go outside for a week, and it was hella pissed. It was not a happy cat. And there was a few times it got stuck in a tree, and I had to have people help me. So, but I couldn't, deal with the rah! I had to let it out. I had to, I just couldn't deal with that. So if you were thinking about getting another animal and somebody already did this to one of your animals, I am so sorry that you went through that. That is so horrible. I could never think of losing an animal that way. But this time, take the precautions. When you get it, either make sure it's neutered or get it neutered, spayed, whatever it's called, so that it's not going into heat and going insane. And then make it an indoor cat. Okay? Indoor animal. So, yeah. And then, if you have gone through that experience, I would literally put up a ring bell camera at least. Okay. At least have that. I hope you guys live in safe enough environments to where you could leave your door. You could fall asleep on your couch with your door unlocked and nothing's going to happen. That's what I hope for you guys. But if some of you guys are in certain places that it's not as safe, then I pray that you get the bare minimum, which is like a ring bell camera. And the app to it will connect to your phone, so you can see when somebody shows up. I literally only have people show up on Halloween. Like, seriously, it's probably like two or three times, other than that. And it's usually neighbor kids wanting to sell something for their school. Like, literally, that's all. I live in a very safe place. So I hope that you guys pray over your property, pray over your animals. You see, when somebody unalives a pet, think about it this way. They're trying to break down your levels of protection, because when they take a cat provides spiritual protection. If your cat brings you unalived animals, okay, that's a sign of protection. They're literally protecting you. And so, like, yeah, just know that when they bring, that could be them protecting you from an evil spirit, bringing that, rat or whatever, mouse. One time my cat brought me a bat, anyways, a muskrat, all sorts of things, and leaves it at the door. And they're giving you a gift. They're showing you that they're doing their job. And then if you have a dog is better than having an alarm system, because a lot of people will not be able to get past a dog. Well, depending on the type of dog, even little dogs bark a lot, right? So they're like, meow, 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 like always on alert. But the bigger dogs, people will have a harder times. You live 3 blocks from a police station, good. Yeah, it's harder to get past an animal. I will say that. So you're getting justice in the spiritual realm and in the physical, which means that this witch, they're about to go insane. Both of these people, the person that's the Queen of Cups in the reverse and the Queen of Wands. And this is like crazy to me, that the spirits that this person works with will be the same ones that destroy her. Like, that's insane, because this is a backfire, and those spirits will be disentangled and unable to do anything moving forward. Okay. And that's what I'm getting. So that she can have a shrine in the future in the back of her shop or wherever she lives or whatever. But I also get that this Queen of Wands is being watched because she has a lot of foot traffic coming into her home and going out of her home. And it makes her look like a prostitute, but she's actually doing witchcraft. 9 of Swords. Yeah, like I said, there's going to be a mental illness that occurs within this person. They're going to be like burning, like screaming and crying and anguish and pain, depression, possibly in a sick bed or a hospital bed, Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so sorry about your dog. That is so sad. Oh, that's so sad. That is so sad. But yeah, this person's about to be in major grief because they wanted to make you a sacrifice, and there's no reason for that. Sacrifice for what? So that these people can get more money. That's what they want. 7 of Pentacles. So right now, they're actively, and I'm feeling a pain in my chest. They're actively sitting around waiting for this, whatever sacrifice thing to go through. They also have a bunch of other weird paraphernalia that I don't know how to describe, like animal bones and other shit surrounding this thing. And to be quite honest, at one point, this shrine had quite a bit of power, but it feels like to me that it's been stripped of that. So now it looks like things are going to go in your favor, because that's fair. Okay, so if you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question. But yeah, so now that I know a little bit more about this situation, we can cancel and rebuke any demonic covenants, any contracts, any sacrifices that were ever made, and any shrines, altars, or whatever else resembles that. I know that some people go to like the graveyard or whatever. That's what I thought that they did, but this is something different. This is like a transactional based type of magic where the Queen of Wands has no real they're not a magical person. It's the spirits that they work with. Then they call these spirits their ancestors, but they're not this person's ancestors. 7 of Cups. See, these people are going to be stuck in their shadow side, being delusional, drinking from whatever in the hell is in those cups, and experiencing an unexplainable, it is explainable, I just explained it, but like literally they're going to be saying, these 2 people are going to be saying, this is an unexplainable supernatural psychic event that's uncontrollable. It's completely explainable because I just explained it. It's called a backfire. But yeah, this Queen of Wands also was hoping to get healthy or to get, I want to say that they're already pretty skinny. But yeah, they're wanting you to take on the weight that they're supposed to carry in this world. And again, not possible to do that to somebody. even with the workings of spirits and other nonsense. So this Queen of Wands does a lot of chanting and a lot of prayer type stuff. Maybe chanting and prayer is the same thing, but they're chanting some weird shit, and they keep trying to send this energy to you, and their incantations or whatever are not working correctly. So it's clouding this person's judgment because this person works for way too many people. They have done too many spells. Well, it's not that they do the spells, it's their spirits that do the spells, but that's not the point. They've done way too many customer workings, whatever. And so they don't know what's happening. Like their judgment is completely clouded. They're misinterpreting reality, and they're wishing for something to go through that's not going to go through. And we cancel and rebuke every satanic and other worldly, whatever type of sacrifice this is, or altar, shrine, whatever this nonsense is. We cast it into the pits of hell and ask that the Holy Spirit burn it up with Holy Spirit fire. So again, these people, they operate around some type of system. Now, is this Queen of Wands going to figure out that it's the Queen of Cups request against you that was based off of lies anyways? Maybe eventually, but not right now. I don't see them figuring that out. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is because of what you do for work. This is what they were lying about, though. Saying that you do something for work that makes a lot more money than what you say, etc., etc. There's no evidence of that. You could be getting ready to do something for work, like maybe you want to create your own business, maybe you want to start a company, maybe you want to start a product, whatever, or a project. You know, it could be like remodeling your house. It could be anything that you want to do. But literally what I see is going to happen is that things are going to start going in your favor in a major way where they were being oppressed. You could have put a project aside being like, I just don't think that. You could have been doubtful and thinking, let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. You could have been doubtful and thinking like, maybe this project's not going to go through, or this book won't be well received, or whatever. And that all of that was due, you were either psychically or empathically or intuitively picking up on that energy because somebody was actively working against whatever you're creating, even though they don't really know what you're creating. Just anything that you could do for work, they're trying to oppress and suppress that. And they want destiny. They want to steal your destiny. They want to steal your star if you've got a star. Not everybody is a star, but I will say that the people that come to me, most of the time, they are a star. So these people are experiencing some type of crazy event, like crazy event. I also get, and I don't mean to laugh at these people, but like they must not believe in God or Jesus. And that's to their own detriment, okay? Whatever they believe in, they thought that that was the most powerful thing because they've seen what those things can do. But again, those things have to bow down to Jesus. So they're not going to be able to do anything against a person of God. And it looks to me like you have a connection to God, whether you pray or not. This is why I feel like continually praying. In fact, pray at random times. Like if you ever get the urge to pray, just do it. Pray at random times. Be comfortable with talking to the divine, because you doing that, you're just putting that energy out there. And what prayer does is it creates a boundary so that when people like this go to try to attack you, there's a boundary already put there. Now, even if you didn't pray, you're still going to be protected, but you could go through some of the stuff, you know, without doing anything. I get that a lot of you guys could have been like, oh, they lied on me to somebody else about me and I lost somebody. Okay, the universe is showing you that that person that believed their lies was not for you. And if they were, they would have told this person that's a liar to shut up, because they should have known you. Like if they were that close to you, they wouldn't have been easily manipulated. That's how I feel. So even though this situation, all of this negative energy, oppression, witchcraft, and all this bullshit is going to be reversed in whatever way God decides to do it, I feel like, yeah, I feel like this person who listened to the wrong person, who believed a lie, I don't feel like God's going to allow them back into your life because they betrayed you off of a lie, by the way. So that's crazy. Totally betrayed you. And I'm feeling that pain in your heart. You could have been really wounded emotionally and mentally from losing this person that you thought was on your side. They were never on your side. The universe has a way of showing you guys who is for you and who is not for you. And not everybody can be thrown in the same category or the same boat. I love those emojis. So cute. It hurts really bad. I'm so sorry, you guys. I pray that be lifted off of your guys' hearts. Page of Cups. See, these people, they want the finest things in life. The Page of Cups, the page energies represent children or younger people like 30 and under, which could be like age 0 to 30. Well, I would say they're probably somebody born, so maybe age 1 to 30. But this Page of Cups energy is somebody that is very troubled. You know, they're putting their, okay, this could be younger people that want to make a lot of money and they go to this witch to get this money made and they make sacrifices of other people's stuff. And now it's giving scammer. It's giving it that they scam people, but they're not going to be making money. Okay. Because they're still under the illusion that this whole process is working. Interesting. Also, these people want they want to live their best life, have the finest things in life. They don't care about who they have to hurt to get that. These younger people are the type of people that would sell their mother just to have a good life, or sell their father or something like that. What else do we need to know? Also, this person is hoping that you somehow, this is why I was saying that you could be picking up something that you had put away, like something that you could have been like, nobody will buy this, or nobody's going to want it, or etc. You could be picking up and working on that again, whatever this is, because like I said, the energy was in motion for it to be blocked, but now the energy is basically coming in to support you to complete something or to finish something. It could be renovating your house. It could be writing a book. It could be making a piece of art. It could be making a movie. It could, whatever it is. I mean, literally, you'll know what it is, right? Because I'm reading for many people, so it could be different for each person. But yeah, you could have been like, this is not going to go anywhere. And the reason you were picking that up, this is, I just want to give you confirmation, is because there was energy that was put. Oh, I'm giving you guys hugs. There was energy that was put into motion, but this energy is now being reversed. And, you know, it's not like one angel is reversing it. There's like a piece of hair stuck to these cards. It's like the Most High is reversing it. So how that looks, it's going to be bad for these people. They're going to go insane. Like really not be mentally well. And then everybody in this Hierophant group, everybody attached to them as well, the people that didn't know are going to find out about this person being a witch. And then this Queen of Cups in the reverse that wants revenge for whatever reason, that lied on you in the first place, she's going to find out that there was a divine intervention. And I doubt that she'll repent, but she'll probably ask God for mercy and all of this other stuff. And nobody can take this person seriously because they've already lied. Like literally, the divine realm's not. And when this person goes to make their, I don't want to call it a repentance because it's not authentic. So I don't know what to call it, but like it's be like a half-ass, fake-ass apology. When they go to try to do something, it's going to backfire on them immediately. And the answer is going to be like, okay, sure, you know, you're saying that, but you're still up under judgment and you're going to lose. That's like basically what's going to happen. And I feel like this is something that's happening now. Like this person may come and apologize to you and be like, I'm so sorry, I believed a lie. No, we bind the spirit of deception and lying and and trickery and all of that. I would just not even answer this person back. I don't care who they were to you. They were nothing if they believed some other person about you, okay? Or some lie about you, or made up a lie about you. Either way, they've proven to God and the Holy Spirit and to you that they're not shit, okay? And if you were like thinking, I'm not going to date because I don't want to draw in somebody that will use me and betray me, that was again these people's doing. So you were picking up on energy that was in motion, but all of that is up under judgment, okay? Ace of Cups, because God loves you. And you're here to share this love from God and the Holy Spirit and Jesus with the world. You know, it could be through the work that you do. You may create something that inspires other people. You may create something that helps other people. And this is why I feel like you guys using the creative energy that's being returned to you because of this reversal, using that for your projects is going to be the wisest thing to do, and it will bring you the most success. And I feel like as far as trying to report you for taxes or whatever other nonsense, this witch is making a lot of money that she doesn't report through this shrine, etc., etc. Okay? And she's going to be caught up for that, for lying, basically, because she's also a liar. She tries to tell people she can make their dreams come true, and she really can't. Only God can. If it comes through having to have your dreams come true through a witch or a warlock or some weird person, then that's not Jesus or God or your higher self. I think it's going to come with a sacrifice or having to pay money or some weird shit. And this is what this Page of Cups is experiencing. They're like, wait, why we were making a certain amount of money every so-and-so, every amount of like some time frame. Now they're not going to receive that money. So there's going to be a lot of, like, I have literally seen God do things that I thought were completely impossible. I've seen God uproot, remove, and reverse and undo somebody who had done 40 years of witchcraft, okay, and was very well known, making like $18,000 like consultations and shit. I've seen God undo that in the less than a blink of an eye. Okay, so don't think that it's impossible. And, you know, God allows this shit to go on for so long until until at some point the divine goes, enough, like enough. Now they're not acting from a karmic balance. Like there's just no reason for it. It's inappropriate and it's uncalled for. And we love the collective. And it also could be that you're here to do real work. Okay. You're here to work smarter, not harder. You're here to do something for the collective, right? That will bring about justice and turn the tables for the collective. Could be defending the less fortunate in some type of way. Okay. Or inspiring people or healing them. And so for these people to want to steal your destiny and get in the way of that, that has caused you a lot of demonic torment. And maybe you didn't know where these voices were coming from. Again, I'm not a doctor. If you're hearing voices, go to a doctor, please. But I will tell you that a lot of this stuff that you were going through, things you were seeing and hearing, was because of what these people were doing. And all of that shit's going to stop. Now, most likely what you see, and this is why I had to learn to use my discernment, not my clairvoyance, because my clairvoyance shows me what these spirits look like, and it's terrifying. But some of those spirits that are scary looking are here to protect me. And so this is why I feel like now the things that you see and feel are going to be positive around you. And if these people knew where you lived, or they know where you live now, don't give out your address, you guys. I do not do Uber. If I want pizza or something like that, because I am like, I love food. I love pizza. I love chicken wings, all that type of stuff. I will just go, I will like do the little ordering process online, and I will go get it and I pray over it. Because literally, you just never know who is cursing the food, right? So, and what type of because food is consciousness. When everything that you put in your body, they say you are what you eat. And in a way that does kind of make sense because the food becomes one with your body. So that does kind of make sense. So these people are up under judgment. They need to find a new career. This whole lifestyle of being whatever, I don't even know what to call this. What is somebody that has a shrine do? What are they called? Is it just a witch? I don't know what to call this person because I don't know enough about it. But I will say whatever job that they have, they need to find a new place. Yeah, so make sure you guys, if you feel like somebody still knows where you're at, turn your location off on your phone. And be very, especially when you move. See, I had to get away from people who are literally trying to kill me, not only with witchcraft, but they were using physical methods as well to try to kill me and gang stalking. And they were trying to use the police. I had to get away from them and I moved, and I have been very secretive and protective about my info. So you guys can do it. And if somebody already knows where you live, start praying over where you live. Just know that this is going to be reversed anyways. And I feel like if this I feel like the person that the Queen of Wands learned all this weird stuff, whatever it's called, shrining, whoever she learned this from is dead. So as far as going to them and getting it redone or whatever, that's not going to happen because that person passed away. So I feel like this is basically a situation that these people, when they start doing this, they don't ever think that it would happen or it could happen because they believe that their weird shit is the most powerful thing. However, we know that it's not. The Lovers. Sorry, I have to cover up their bodies. But you see that there's two people there. And Cupid, the angel of love. So look. The Ace of Cups, divine love coming from God. The Lovers, that's love, a love union coming in. If you don't have this love union already, it's going to be something in the future when you bring this work that you do to the public. Yeah, it's going to cause you to meet new people. Maybe you guys have been in hermit mode and you've been like, ex-naying like all people. I feel like not all people are going to be like this. This is a rare what do they call it? Batch of bad apples. This is like you just picked up one batch of bad apples. You can go shopping and get a whole new batch of apples that will be just fine. Okay. But just be aware, like you had to go through this situation so that you could learn the like warning signs, okay, of when people are jealous, envious, and on weird shit. Now, if you were to ever be around somebody and they were to give off this same type of energy and sign, you know right away that they're connected to something weird and to walk away. Okay, so this is why it was necessary. And it's unfortunate that people got hurt in the process, but now that you've learned this, I want to just say it's like becoming stronger. Now that you've evolved and become stronger and you've learned, yeah, the difference. Now these people are up under judgment because they don't serve a purpose any longer. Like not when it comes to you in your life, High Priestess, because you have learned to use your ability to see the signs. And again, God gives everybody different gifts and abilities. And no human is in control of that. That is what the divine does. And it's like whatever we decide to do, some people are gifted and don't even know it. And some people are gifted and they do know it because their family tells them about it. But I feel like this gift and ability, the person that you meet that you're going to have a romance with in the future, if you don't have them now, they are also going to be an intuitive. They're going to be a high priestess as well, regardless of gender. Okay. Which means they're going to be gifted and they're going to be intuitive and aware. So, and hopefully I'm explaining this correctly. You had two females that were lying. And I do feel like there's a male here, but they're trying to stay cloaked. Also, there could be a younger people that were in the Page of Cups, Three of Pentacles. Because look, You guys have a community to reach. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. I appreciate it so much when you guys like the video. It reciprocates the energy. It lets me know that the messages are resonating, and it really helps this platform. And I am so thankful, you guys. Thank you so much for your support. But the Three of Pentacles is like you having a group of people that not only will want to come together and work with you, but they will be like a soul tribe type energy. Okay. And so you'll now know who's in your soul tribe and who's not. Somebody that's in your soul tribe would never do this weird shrine shit. I mean, these people probably have their own tribe of people, but they're, all thieves and betrayers. So none of them can be trusted. None of those people. Yeah. When these people go insane, if they try to come towards you and apologize again, these people are about to be tormented by every animal soul and human soul that they tried to sacrifice. Okay. Anybody that they caused harm to, this is the whole thing of the last judgment of these people rising from the dead. It doesn't mean they're going to come back as zombies. I mean, hopefully not, because that would be terrifying. But it does mean that their spirits will rise and, they will haunt these people for a long time and make them go insane. And these spirits will make sure that, whatever they were doing does not happen again. What else do we need to know? So yeah, you're going to have a Three of Pentacles community that comes together to work with you. And while these people are waiting for something to go in their favor, I would just not give off anything for them to try to read, because they're going to be really confused. I don't think they're going to associate it with you right at the beginning. Yeah, none of those people could be trusted. Yeah, exactly. Vipers serving their viper, gods, demons, spirits, whatever. Because again, this is very alien to me. I've never seen a shrine. I don't know what it, other than in my mind's eye. I've never met with a witch like these people. I don't know anybody like that. Oh my gosh, my tea must be sticky on the bottom. It was stuck to the table. Okay, so what else do we need to know? Moving forward, do these people pose any more of a threat to the collective? Okay, in what way are they still a threat to the collective? So these people are going to go insane. I get that this Queen of Cups in the reverse is just as dangerous as the Queen of Wands, because they're very immoral people. So what is it that the collective needs to be aware of moving forward with these people? Because I don't like getting that answer that these people are still going to be. I feel like because they're operating from the spirit of provocation, monitoring spirit, all this stupid shit, trying to twist things. They could, what is it? What is it they're going to try to do? Well, what is it that the collective needs to know? I don't give a fuck what these people do. Literally, what is it that the collective needs to know about it? Oh, well, these people are going to know for sure that their stuff is not working, not only by going insane, but by also seeing something go right for you. That's what it is. Is there anything else? No. Other than that, other than them monitoring you and trying to see, if their shit is working, because like I said, when the tables turn in your favor and you get justice and something goes right for you and you get a love union and all of that and a collective and a new business and a project and whatever this is that you start, these people are going to know that their shit is not working, because those were all of the things. And there's more stuff that they tried to attack. They didn't want you to have children. I mean, many different things that they had no right doing. And maybe their stuff had worked partially, but it didn't take it never took full effect. Just because you weren't showing anything when it comes to work, that's why they believed that it did. King of Cups. Okay, let me ask about the King of Cups. So is the King of Cups is going to be somebody that's in your soul tribe. They may be a person of deliverance. I'm getting that they're very balanced between head and heart and very wise. So they may give you advice on what to do, like I will tell you to create anointing oil. You can pray Psalm 91 over salt and oil, mix it together, pray Psalm 91 again, walk through your house praying Psalm 91. Psalm 91 is a very good psalm. Psalm 23 is also very good. And then anoint your home with the sign of the cross or a happy face, whatever you feel like, because you're basically empowering the oil. You're sealing. When you anoint your home, you do it on the windows, on the doors, above the doorways, all of that. And it's sealing your home, right? So that nothing can gain access to it. Also, these people were trying to do something in the dream state, and that also failed for them. Dang. The sun. See, you're bringing the light to the world. You're shedding light on things. You're helping the inner child healed. You could be rescuing a bunch of children from whatever this stupid, weird shit is and not even be realizing it, that you were the final straw that broke the camel's back. And now these people are like, they're going to be like, what do I do? They may try to come at you and violently attack you. And I'm like, this is why I'm saying install a ring comm if they know where you live. If they don't know where you live, they're just going to do it on the internet. Okay. And they're just going to try to provoke you. And even with doing that, none of this shit is going to work. Okay. It's stupid. It's stupid to even do it. And that's not me judging. That's just the assessment of my discernment, that this is basically whatever they decide to do now is pointless. Yeah, that's what the angels are saying. Now it's completely over. You're still going to be able to share your light with the world and your wisdom. And when you do meet up with this King of Cups that's in your collective and soul tribe, you're going to be like, wow, finally somebody gets me and understands me. Six of Wands. This is going to be you getting fame, public recognition, success. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Yes. Open the Bible. And I've heard of that. Thank you for saying that. Some people will open the Bible and leave it to Psalm 91. I actually don't own a physical Bible. I do all of my Bible stuff online. But now that I think of it, maybe I will order one. So yeah, the Six of Wands. This is like you getting public recognition, praise, reward, all of that. And not only that, victory over the opposition. Oh, these people are going to be so pissed. And you're getting stronger. Now you're going to know the signs when somebody is a slithering snake. And then you're going to be like, okay, don't stay around that person. And if this was somebody that you encountered in the workplace, you'll know who this Queen of Cups was, because they were either an ex of yours or they were somebody that you encountered as somebody you thought you could trust. Yeah, you're being told to not get angry. You can rebuke these people in the name of Jesus and bind the spirit of whatever spirit you pick up that they're operating under. A spirit of witchcraft. We cancel, rebuke, and bind that. Absolutely not. And monitoring and every other thing that there could be. Okay, so yeah, basically, you guys may become very strong people that other people look to for advice. That's what I'm getting. The World. Now it's going to be easy for you to move around if you want to. I mean, you don't have to move. That's not what the card's saying. But the World does talk about you bringing, if we look at it this way, the last three cards tell everything. The Six of Wands is the public fame, getting stronger, and then the World. And so those three things, that means that your success and recognition will bring the planet together. It'll heal people and it'll make them stronger. This also talks about you getting some money sent your way. Maybe for these people to get out of whatever they're in, they're going to have to send you money. That'll only be for a small group of you guys. But yeah, your goals are going to be achieved. That's what the Four of Wands was talking about at the beginning here as well. And the pieces fall into place. This could also be like you getting a new job. Like I said, new business, whatever you do with the Eight of Pentacles. But it could also be you traveling, going on vacation, or moving, or having an excess of money, right? Excess of funds. You bringing peace to the less fortunate, right? And that's why I was talking about, non-taxable income, like getting a minister's license. Yeah, whatever you give will be returned to you many times over. That's what the world says. And the world is over here on your side. The world needs somebody like you. This is why you're very important. And these two other people, they are involved with a male energy that we're going to figure out who they are before we go. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. These people are about to be homeless. Like I said, this Queen of Wands, ooh, maybe their judgment is for them to be casted away by the religion that they were in, or whatever this weird shit is. Freemasonry, whatever other stuff. Cults, covens, secret society, etc. Okay. They could be casted away from that, completely rejected. The spirit's completely going haywire, is what I get. They could be losing their health. And I did say that mental health, like they're going to go insane, these two people. But there's also a masculine energy that's going to go insane as well. That hasn't come out yet. And it's not the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups has already gone insane. The shit was not working right for them at all. But yeah, this person who is super thin right now that was doing all this magic is going to gain a lot of weight. However much weight that you gained, it was supposed to be this person. They're about to gain a lot of weight. Wow. Damn, that's crazy. If you lost a lot of weight, this person is still going to gain a lot of weight. So it's like whatever the change was to your aesthetic, this person's about to go through it. And you may have like a reversal of swelling, of weight, etc. Oh, thank you so much for your donation. I really appreciate that. And you guys are so welcome. Yeah, there's going to be a reversal of that. And this person is going to be like, oh my God, what do I do? Not only that, them being in financial ruin, and they're losing support from family and friends. Also, being at the complete bottom and being unemployed. This Queen of Cups, like I was saying, she wants to receive, maybe she had children and she's not getting benefits from these kids. Maybe that's what's going on. It could be something like that. Like they're grown or something. She doesn't receive child support. So she can't use this income coming from whatever to pay her bills. Yeah, that's on her. That's seriously on her. You had weird weight gain. Wow, that's definitely for you. Yeah, that's so sad. Just know that it's going to be reversed. And be patient with yourself. I feel like afraid of all of the, what is it called? Ozempic and other, I don't know what the class of drugs they are, but they're like weight loss drugs. Like I feel by seeing the demon that's in the people in Hollywood and the faces that they're having, it's freaking me out. And then seeing how they're like losing weight, like I just don't get it. Like I feel like that shit is probably, I don't know why they're so obsessed with that, because that to me is unattractive, to be quite honest. When Margot Robbie was, and I think she's so gorgeous, when she was in Wuthering Heights, one of her last movies, I didn't watch the movie. I just listened to a little short of her talking about how they gave her a book that was saying to eat less and get skinnier. And she's already like skinny. She's like literally already skinny. Like, I don't know what the hell, but yeah, that's crazy to me. And she's like, no, she just decided to tell them no. Like, she's probably one of the first people in Hollywood that actually said no, and they still put her in the movie. It's crazy. But yeah. If you don't know who Margot Robbie was, she played, or who she is, she played Harley Quinn in The Suicide Squad. If you haven't seen that, oh my gosh, it's such a good movie. There's like a couple of them. And then she played the Barbie. She played, I forget what her name was in Barbie, but she was the one that made the Barbie film with Ryan Gosling. If you haven't seen that, it's okay. That one's all right. I mean, I was into Barbies, but I don't know. I liked the movie. I thought it was interesting, but I would never watch it again. It's not one of those movies that's like that good enough to watch again. So these people are going to be facing unemployment, and they are not disabled. They don't qualify for whatever disability is. Even though these people are going to be losing their minds, they still can work. Okay. Because it's not like they've ever been diagnosed, and they will probably never go to a doctor. To get on disability and all that, to even see a judge, it takes about 2 to 3 years. So this person's not going to be given resources, and they're going to try really hard to affect you. You just have to ignore them. King of Pentacles. Well, you don't have to, but it would benefit you to ignore them. Yeah. See, these people, this is who is the masculine energy. Somebody that's got money, that maybe they own property. They were holding something over these two people's heads. This King of Pentacles is a major manipulator. They're also going to be in the Five of Pentacles without anything. It may take a little bit longer for this person to lose everything that they have, but everything is going to turn on them. That's what I'm getting. What else do we need to know? And this King of Pentacles is also a liar. So all these three people are liars. Damn. Three of Cups. Yes, you're going to be popular, receiving abundance, celebrating, more than these people are waiting for it to be them. That's so funny that there's three of them. And then a good harvest, abundance, an active period marked by fun, successful relationships, a new understanding of what makes you happy. You feel energized and in high spirits, strong friendships. Yeah, like I said, don't be afraid to make friends, okay? You already have learned from this situation what the warning signs are. And if somebody ever uses, oh, I'm so jealous, get away from that person. Or I'm so envious, or I wish I did it. If you hear that type of stuff from somebody, get away from them immediately, okay? Because even if they think that it's okay to express that weird shit, that's weird. That's going not in the right direction. I get that this new soul tribe of people that you're connecting with is not going to be like that. Okay. There are some people that just don't have a jealous bone in their body. They're just not like that. And it's not because they have everything. It's because they just are not like that. Like, I don't know why they're not like that. They just aren't. Could be their belief system. See, these people, they have been fooled by their own witchery. That's hilarious. These people are going to be vagabonds. They're going to have to roaming around trying to figure it out. I'm serious. You may see this person like completely homeless and insane. I would just drive by them and not even pay attention to it and just be like, oh, thank God that wasn't me. Because this is what these people were attempting to do by making you their sacrifice, or making your animal their sacrifice. I mean, that is so effed up. Yeah. It's time for judgment to be called. It really is. Four of Pentacles. Your abilities stay with you because it's not possible to steal people's destinies. Point blank, period. And it's your destiny to have an inheritance, a gift, a large sum of money, to have support. Okay. And if your support leads to these people arguing about it, what does that say about them being able to mind their own business? Why would anybody else be arguing about what's yours? This is why the IRS and every other department they contact is ignoring them. Because first of all, they're lying. And second of all, these higher authorities, they have they care about the 1% to 2% they can actually get money from. They know not to try to bleed, what is this, the saying, not to try to squeeze blood out of a turnip. They already know that, okay? That's a very old phrase of like trying to get money out of somebody that doesn't have anything. They know that. And I'm not saying you don't have anything. I'm just saying that, what these people were saying that you were having and making is a complete lie, and it's easily looked into, okay? Because the government has more access to financial details than what we do. So these people are stupid. And this backfired. 8 of Swords. They're about to be put in spiritual jail, which is going to be like hell for them. This could also be literal jail if they continue to make false reports on you. But these people are going to feel trapped with no way out. Yeah. It's going to be them that's a sacrifice. That's the way out. That's their way out. They can be the sacrifice. Since they wanted to sacrifice innocent animals and other people, it's going to be them. And they're probably going to be terrified. And there's no amount of pleading, crying, and apologizing or admitting to what they've done that's going to change that. Because these people they disrespected God's creation. They touched a chosen one, and they tried to, or they did, take innocent life, which is completely disrespecting God's creation. So they're going to be in major trouble for that. And I would let these people just sit there and rot. And it's not to be vindictive. It's just to say that you can't help these people if you want to, and you going around them will just cause you to feel not right. And again, these people are in this karmic reason or this karmic season because they didn't really have a real reason to lie on you and to do you dirty like this. Okay. Like, jealousy is not a fucking reason. I don't care what person says that. Oh, well, I was jealous. No, the universe does not care. The universe doesn't operate on, oh, I was acting from an emotion. That's why I broke spiritual law, broke free will, and did this, this, and this. And God was always wanting to see if you would evolve anyways, because you're not these people's sacrifice. They're going to be the sacrifice. They're chained to being the sacrifice. These people are going to try to sacrifice more and more, and it's none of it's going to work. I'm serious. 5 of Wands. These people still believe that they are the ones. They believe that they're the ones that are competing with you. You're not competing with them. There is no competition. God said stop to these people. It's crazy how people, I don't even think this person's spirits could have predicted this happening. So that's why they weren't warned. Yeah, and their greed and lust for power is going to get them in major trouble here, being like spiritually and physically possibly imprisoned. That's crazy. While you enter into the status of being an emperor, and again, forget that this person looks old. You can be a 20-year-old emperor. But this just means that you're healing your relationship with God. You're stepping into a state of power. You're owning and mastering your emotions, and you're not playing games with these people. And again, you can be a woman and be in your emperor energy. Just take the gender out of tarot and know that every person has masculine and feminine energies. Some people are more in their masculine. Some people are more in their feminine. Not every person has divine masculine and feminine energies, but the Emperor and the Empress are the highest ranking female and masculine cards in the deck, and they do represent a divine energy. So you having to stand in your power and defend yourself, that could be being in the Emperor. And like I said, you could be a 20-year-old and be an emperor. So again, I wish that they didn't do the card like that with but again, it is what it is. The 9 of Wands. See, these people are going to be like, "Wah, I have a boo-boo that can't be healed." I think that's so ironic how you were feeling this way, like defeated and having a boo-boo that you couldn't heal and feeling wounded in the heart. I felt that deep pain. You were feeling deep suffering. And these people, they didn't care at all. Who's going to care about them? Like, name one person that gives a shit about a witch or a warlock or whatever these people call themselves to be. Nobody cares about them. There's not going to be any other witches that come to their aid. Witches and warlocks they're not nice to each other. They exist in a coven so they can monitor each other. But other than being a monitoring spirit, they don't like the people they're in a coven with. I can guarantee that. Ask anybody that's in a coven. That's what my ability tells me. It's like, these people don't fuck with each other. They'll throw anyone under the bus. Yeah, so these 3 people are going to be they already are feeling very tired from trying to compete. Maybe they thought that life was a competition, and to get what they wanted, they had to sacrifice shit. That sounds like something the devil would tell you. This is why you don't listen to the devil. Don't even talk to it. The fuck? The devil is a liar and will tell you to destroy your life and then sit there and laugh. That's what the devil is known to do. And just for some people, a very like small amount of people, the devil won't do that to. And it's probably because they're covered by God. But like literally, you know, these people are tired from fighting. They feel like they're still in conflict. They are in conflict. You're the one that's not. Things are about to get much easier for you. And that weight transition, that's going to be a lot of energy being pulled off of you and removed. And so you're going to be able to, I still would suggest, you know, be like doing some type of exercise, if it's yoga, walking, whatever. I still would suggest that. Obviously, do the things that are healthy. But and if you know you have health issues, watch what you eat. But I get that you guys don't have real health issues. It was caused by this sacrificial shit. And so those are going to be removed. Okay, whatever it is, it's going to, and still go to the doctor and everything, you guys. But what I get is that it's going to be removed or reversed, and you'll go through a healing process. And this healing process is going to be another stage of learning for you, because then you're going to learn how to not only spiritually defend yourself and use discernment, but you're going to learn how to heal with God. This is not, these things that these people were doing was caused by a spiritual, everything is spiritual before it manifests to the physical. It was all caused by something that was spiritual. Okay. And so that's why it can be, God can do anything. Like I said, I've seen God do things that I thought were completely impossible. Okay. What else do we need to know? Knight of Swords. Yeah. These people, they've got some very aggressive energies coming for them. And they're going to feel exhausted. The Knight of Swords is like somebody that could be in the military. They could be in a gang. They could be like, you know, strict and whatever. But yeah, planner, an engineer, or a designer as well. Anyways, this person doesn't even know about you, but they're definitely coming for these other people. Maybe this person's going to figure out that somebody that they loved was sacrificed, and they're going to be real upset about that. That's kind of what I'm getting. Or if they had work done, it's going to backfire. 7 of Wands, you're being told to still be on the defensive, protect your energy, because people are trying to compete for it. Okay. They want this project that you put aside. They want everything to stop in your life. So this is why it's imperative that you keep moving forward. Okay. Ending message. What do we need to know going forward? What does the collective need to know about this situation? I know, God, that you're already fixing it and healing it, because you're awesome. And thank you for doing that. I'm hearing just be patient. Know that some changes can happen in a moment overnight, but some things will take a little bit of time. Because if it took time to be done, it may take a little bit of time to be undone, but it will be undone. Okay. And it is already in the process of that. And these people are not going to receive help from any type of Hierophant to do anything else, okay? So that's what you need to know. They're blocked. That when it comes to them trying to do whatever this is again, they're completely blocked. And they've done so many people dirty that they're not going to know that it was you probably for a while. And it seems to me like Spirit has cut off their connection, which is crazy, because like we're always connected to God and Spirit, but it feels like Spirit has done something to sever their connection to the spiritual realm, which means they're on their own from now on. Okay, until they decide to repent and change their ways, which I highly doubt that's going to happen. That would they would have to recognize that they did wrong first. But yeah, you're being told that you have won and that you are winning. So I would be putting yourself mentally in the state of being a winner. Okay, because these people did not, they're in the tower. They weren't able to permanently abuse their power over you because you became more intelligent and aware. And so these people are going to have natural disasters, grief over broken relationships with the spiritual realm that can't be repaired. These people will later on in their lives, after they get through this mental insanity and all of this bad shit they were doing to you, watch K-pop. I've heard of K-pop demons. I will look into it. The K-pop demon hunters. I've heard of that. Okay, watch Demons Takedown. I will look into that. But yeah, these people need to understand that the trouble that they're in will only end after they get rid of something or someone. So it could be an ideology, a belief, whatever it is. I mean, I don't really care what it is they have to get rid of, but they do need to abandon whatever this dumb shit is. And later on, they'll realize that the changes were for the best, but they're not in the mind frame to understand that what God is doing. They're going to look at it as them being punished and them not being who they thought they were, which they lied to themselves. Page of Pentacles. If you wanted a child and you felt like that was blocked, you will have a child. Okay. And same thing with the love union. These people were trying to F up everything. They wanted you what they wanted to do was sacrifice like an animal, a small animal, and then have the spirits immediately unalive you and have you later that day, like have something happen to you, a stroke or a heart attack or whatever. Now these people are going to be scared to death that it's going to be them. Damn. Because obviously it's not you. So, and you could have gone through something drastic. And like I said, God can do anything. God can reverse and heal. So be open to that. Be like, God, I give you permission to heal and reverse whatever this is. Whatever Astraea love is talking about, I give you permission to work on. Two of Wands. This is going to take power and courage for you to get your message to the world, but you're going to. You're going to get whatever this project that you put aside, you're going to pick it back up. It's also something that you're going to be teaching your children. All of this stuff that you're learning, it is like so important. I mean, because who's to say that this weird shrine crap, whatever type of magic that is, who's to say that that's, gonna not, I mean, it's not just one person probably doing it. It's probably a thing. I just don't know what it's called. But like literally for your children in the future, it would be good to teach them about what the warning signs are and stuff like that, and how to pray and call their energy back and how to cleanse and stuff like that. It would just be good for you to teach that to them. Because they will inherit this gift that you have. Okay. And if you don't want children, then that part of the message is not for you. But definitely for those of you that do want children or you have them, why you had to go through this situation was multiple things that you were learning. And then you're going to put them to use by teaching it to your children. And that's got to be probably the most gratifying feeling, to know that you went through something that it ends with you and you teach your child about it so that they don't have to go through it. That's probably feels really good. And whatever generational curses this was trying to put on your bloodline, that is over. Okay. I mean, you may have other ones from other situations, but the ones from this situation are over. Temperance, you've got Archangel Michael watching out for you and is balancing things out in your favor, using the water of moderation. Some of you just may need to take a bath. Some of you need to take a spiritual bath, spiritual shower, and spend some time meditating, cleaning your energy, and just doing things to raise your vibration. Walking outside in the grass with your feet, playing in the garden, that type of thing. Okay. All right. Closing message here for this situation. Like I said, it's going to be, spiritual tool is a spiritual tool. You use it until you don't need it anymore. There was a time when I had to sage almost every day. And and by using the techniques and the truth of God, now I have evolved my vibration and the vibration of everything around me to the point where I don't have to do that continuously. But every once in a while, if I feel like something is off, then I'll do it. But yeah, prayer is very powerful, and the techniques and the truth of God really help to clear things up. So what else do they need to know? Know that Archangel Michael, you can call upon Archangel Michael if you feel scared. In fact, there is a prayer. There's an Archangel Michael prayer you guys can say. The prayer to Archangel Michael.
The prayer to St. Michael the Archangel is a traditional Catholic prayer for protection against evil and spiritual challenges. Pope Leo XIII wrote it to ask for Michael's help in defending the church and people. It's often said after Mass for protection and guidance.
Wow. Yeah. I've never heard it be said after Mass, but again, I haven't been to Catholic school Catholicness since I was a child. So it goes like this, and it's not that long. So this is a good thing. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him or her. We humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly hosts, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. So yeah, you can call upon Archangel Michael and know that Archangel Michael is like, yes. So years ago, when I've always been obsessed with Archangel Michael, but years ago, I would be in situations where I was seeing my spirit guides, didn't know they were spirit guides, and they terrified me because they were scary looking. So I would be calling on Archangel Michael all the time, and I would feel like sometimes he didn't show up. And then he told me, he said, look, I'm not going to show up if you don't actually need me. He's like, I can tell when something is going on and when something's not. And if you are just afraid and are calling upon me and there's nothing going on, I'm not going to show up because it's unnecessary. It's like literally what he said. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm just afraid of some things. So that's how I figured out that, okay, sometimes when I pray, he shows up. But I do remember that there was this time that I went to somebody's house. I was inside their house for probably like 5 minutes. And I just got so afraid. I could feel whatever was in there. I could feel, I was so scared that I literally was like shaking. I went outside and I searched the Archangel Michael prayer, and Archangel Michael showed up right away and neutralized that. And what Archangel Michael was like, you need to leave this place right now. And I was like, okay, I'm going. So yeah, the prayer does work, but there's also another YouTube platform called Steve Nobel. When I first started with spirituality, I used to do his meditations all the time. Now with the truth of God, I've kind of advanced to the point where I don't have to do those meditations because I can rise above things and clear the energy. But yeah, STEVE, second word NOBEL. He has archangel meditations and, well, different meditations that will help you on just about every type of subject that you could go through. I don't think it has this shrine subject because this is the first time that I've gotten shrine. Like, I'm going to have to search what that actually is. But yeah, there's a lot of meditations for like integrating the shadow, space clearing, energy clearing, affirming things, all of that. Anyways, they've helped me in the past, and so I will say that is a resource and a tool. So thank you guys for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you so much. We're going to talk about the 2 books that are linked in the description box below. So the book that I've been referencing is The Truth of God. It is an advanced intuitive living workbook, and it is written by Michael Steadman, who's a doctor of divinity. The link to this book, both the Kindle and the regular link, is in the description box below. So there are a lot of techniques in this book, but I'm going to read the back of it, and then I'll tell you the techniques that I use every day. So the truth of God is an evolutionary encounter with that which we know as God, gaining new perspective into who we are and from where we came. First, the journey to God takes you to the realm where it all began, making many discoveries along the way. Next, the story of God explains what has seemed to be indescribable, creation and the path that led to what we perceive to be reality. Last, in this spiritual workbook, Michael gives information and techniques that will allow us to free ourselves from those ideas and emotions that are hindering our spiritual progress, and methods to open up the channel between the conscious mind that we are aware of and the inner consciousness that many are becoming aware of. So this book will teach you how to meditate. It teaches you about divine life purpose, how to access the spiritual bank, tools to creating a positive reality. So the God technique, very powerful technique. The God technique is a technique that comes from this book, and it basically raises you out of your ego's consciousness, and you go into God's consciousness. So you're looking out through the eyes of source. Every time I do that technique, it's an inward thing for me. I always close my eyes, and I can feel it once I'm finally there and connected, because everything, the energy of God just comes in and it removes whatever's going on, and everything becomes very clear. And it's just a really powerful tool to rise above whatever's going on. So that you know, you can, if you can I feel like if you can get above it vibrationally, you can get past it. So for me, I'm like rising above first. That's the first thing. And then, you know, I do other techniques that come from this book, and I pray. So I use a whole bunch of different tools, but this book is a game changer. So I've been using it for about the techniques in this book for about 10 years, and it's been shifting and recreating my reality. It's either shifting into other realities or recreating it. So the second technique is the joy versus anger technique. When you see me asking questions, when I pull a card and I'm like, okay, who is this with? And I start to ask questions, I'm not asking anything around me. I'm using the joy versus anger technique, which works on clairsentience, which is clear knowing. That's like a gut feeling. So that's what the technique works on. So it's your connection. It's not any outside connection. And so you can start asking questions and get yes and no immediate responses. Because, you know, the way it was before, this book was say a prayer and look for a sign. And hopefully you see, and then my gifts and abilities, I would see a vision or a sign and misinterpret it or not know what it meant. Sometimes that happened, especially when it had to do with somebody passing away. I was never thinking, oh, somebody's going to pass away. But I do receive visions about that. Okay, and then there's the 1 to 10 technique. So sometimes you guys will see me use the compatibility technique that comes from this book. This book will teach you to get compatibility on a scale of 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. That way, and then you can use more questions, ask more questions about why the technique, or why, not why the technique, but why the compatibility is what it is. And so, yeah, I found those two techniques to be very, like, when my abilities just show me things like visions and things that, you know, I don't get right away, asking questions. Oh my gosh, when using these techniques with the gifts I already have, so helpful. And then there's the preemptive strike, which, well, there's the mind technique first, that I use this one every time. This is what I truly believe. This and the God technique, from using the joy versus anger technique. The mind technique gives you the ability to clear the thoughts and beliefs that are hindering you, that are creating whatever situation. And so by using the rising above, asking questions about the situation, and then the mind technique, my reality shifts. Like, I will clear things and then the reality will change. And then the preemptive strike is where you write down all of the storylines of things you've believed about yourself, and you go through and you manually use the mind technique to clear them and get rid of them. And you can always ask a second question of, like, when you locate a belief that's not serving you, you can be like, are there, and this is what I do. I've kind of evolved this technique. I go, are there any other thoughts and beliefs that are either a cousin belief to this, similar belief, or come off of this belief? And I usually get, yeah, there are. Then I go, okay, all of those ones. And then I do the technique. So check this book out, you guys. It will help you on your spiritual journey in a major way. Okay, the second book that we're going to talk, and the links to it's in the description box below. The second book we're going to talk about is the book that I've written. It is called Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. Now, Vassago was an Ars Goetia spirit that King Solomon worked with at the time that he was building his temple. So he conjured up all of the Ars Goetia, which is a group of spirits that he had. If you don't know about King Solomon, he had a special ring that was gifted to him by Archangel Michael that gave him the ability to command spirits, jinns, and deities and whatever else, right? So when Vassago came up, and Vassago was like, hi, I'm Vassago, King Solomon was like, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And Vassago's like, look, you may think that you are the 100% answer, but we or I have to bow down to Jesus, and that's who I serve. And so King Solomon was like, well, who is Jesus? And Vassago's like, well, he hasn't come yet. And so this is how Vassago got recorded as a spirit of divination. But he does a lot more than that, okay? Very kind, very compassionate, and very patient, you know, and gentle, I should say, very wise. So this is the original Rider-Waite. I wrote this book off of the original Rider-Waite. So this book with Vassago and God, okay, well, I will say that it starts off with a disclaimer. If you're going to read for anybody else, I have no problem with using this disclaimer. It just tells people that the tarot, so if the original Rider-Waite, if you learn to read these cards, you can go to any specialty deck, and when they give you the abstract picture that has nothing to do with the card, you'll know what the card actually means. So this exact deck with the description on the cards is what I have linked in the description box below. But you can dissect the tarot into two sections. The first section is the major arcana cards, which are the major transitions, like the Lovers, the Justice, the Death, the Emperor, the Empress, the Wheel of Fortune. Maybe we'll read from the Wheel of Fortune today. The Magician, the Chariot. Yeah, the Fool, the World, the Sun, the Devil, the Moon, the Hierophant, the High Priestess. All of those are the major transitions. The Last Judgment. So the rest of the deck, there's 78 cards total. And the rest of the deck is the minor arcana cards, which are the Pages, the Knights, the Queens, the Kings, the Aces, the Tens, and the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the Cups, Swords, Wands, and Pentacles. And so that's the rest of the deck. So I wrote this book off of the major arcana cards because they're the major transitions. And I just felt like they're the most powerful in my opinion. But how Vassago explained tarot to me, this is how it works, okay? So while you're a human, you will experience every card in the deck at one point or another. That's how it maps human consciousness, and it can pull through patterns. Why I put the disclaimer in here is because people need to be aware that the tarot can bring the truth out that could cut like a knife. Okay. And I mean that most very literally, that it can be very cut and dry with the truth, the way that it's presented. And so that's why if you're going to read for other people, I would do a disclaimer just to let them know that they may not hear what they want to hear, basically, from the reading that you do. Because I will tell you this, when it's used as a divine tool, I don't know how other people use it, but how it's used as a divine tool, it will bring out the most important things that are the most relevant at that time. Okay, that's how it's supposed to work. So then there's a prayer at the beginning that's much longer than the prayer that I do, where you put on the full armor of God before you do the reading. And then I also have an initiation with Vassago that you can either do or not do. It's up to you, whatever you feel comfortable with. But I put it in there because a lot of the times when we're pulling cards for ourselves and for others, we're wanting to see a certain situation, or they are, whoever we're reading for, and we could be missing what's actually there. And before I worked with Vassago, I had received a tarot reading, and me and the reader missed what was actually there. That's how I learned about how Vassago will help you to be like, no, okay, I know you're looking for that, but this is what's actually going on. Okay, and so then this book, so you can either go from the beginning. So this book has different tarot card spreads for the major arcana cards. So that's 22 tarot card spreads, but I've also added an additional one at the beginning. So I put a 14 zodiac tarot card spread at the beginning where you shuffle the entire deck. You pull 2 cards for each zodiac sign, and one card will represent your south node, where your ego's at. The other card represents your north node, where your destiny's at. And then it gives you some information on how to figure out how to step into your destiny. Also, tarot wasn't like, this is one reason why King Solomon kind of just was like, I don't really care to work with Vassago, because he didn't care about Jesus and all of that. And then secondly, because the tarot didn't exist when the Bible was created, and for a long time after that, it didn't exist. It was invented in the 1400s as a regular card game. Some type of card game. Okay, like Uno, but not, obviously not Uno, but it's like that. It wasn't to be used for divination. Somebody figured out, I spilled water on that. No, somebody figured out that it could be used for divination purposes in the 1700s, which was much later than when it was created. And nobody really knows who created it. It's really weird, but it did come out of Italy. So you do the tarot card spread for the subject first, and there's no wrong way to use this book. You can either go from the beginning to the end and do it in order, or you can go to whatever situation you have going on, or if you're reading for somebody else, whatever situation they have going on. But the first tarot card spread, the spell that goes along with that, and I usually, because these are spells with God and the Holy Spirit, it's like you manifesting with prayer and doing like a ritual. Like, I know ritual sounds bad, but this one's like works with feng shui, money tree. Anyways, it helps you to connect with your destiny. And so this gets you moving in the right direction right away. Okay, so we're going to read from the Wheel of Fortune. So there's a tarot card spread that you do first that gives you the information that you are going to focus upon then when you do the spell. And these spells are only for you. You cannot use them on anybody else. It's not possible. And it helps you to integrate the energies of the major arcana. Okay, so we are going to read from the Wheel of Fortune, which is on 172. Okay. So the Wheel of Fortuna. Also, each tarot card has a number association, a zodiac sign, and a yes or no or cautious or maybe answer. So the Wheel of Fortune is the number 10. The answer is yes, and the zodiac is Sagittarius. The Wheel of Fortuna is the Wheel of Fate inspired by the goddess Fortuna, who is a goddess of luck. If any of you have been to Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, in the shopping center where they have all the statues, like the big ones, they have got a huge statue of goddess Fortuna, just to let you guys know. So some of you have possibly seen it. Anyways, but she's the goddess of luck. The Wheel of Fortuna / the Wheel of Fortune represents the ever-changing cycles of life, both good and bad. This card means that your luck is about to change for the better. This could be a period of growth and extreme change. This card reveals success after failure. All that you can do is go with the flow. This card can reveal to you a better future for yourself. So you'll shuffle the entire deck. You'll pull one card for each position. And position 1 is the Sphinx, which is sitting on top of the wheel right there. So I'll read that position. The card that you pull for this position will give you a good feel of what your luck entails. How lucky and fortunate is your destined path. The Sphinx reveals to you a riddle within the self that has not been understood before. On the precipice of fate, the goddess Fortuna prepares one's forward movement in life. With every spin of the wheel, another door opens. As one door opens, one door closes. The card that you pull for this position can show you what doors you are currently opening and which ones you are choosing to open for the future. If you have bad luck, you will pull the Wheel of Fortune card in the reverse for this position. If you have good luck, you may pull the Wheel of Fortune in the upright for this position. And for each of the positions that are in all of these tarot card spreads, you can use the yes and no answer of the tarot card spread to see if you're in alignment with it or not. So that's just one position. There's many positions for this tarot card spread, but we're going to go to the Wheel of Fortune tarot card spells to manifest good luck. So you always cleanse your deck. I have you cleanse the deck. I'll read the prayer that you do along with the Wheel of Fortune. You basically meditate on the will of the Most High God. That connects you with your destiny. So that's how you start it. Then you recite this little prayer. Goddess Fortuna, I call to thee. Please come and assist me with good luck and good energy. I ask that you imbue your lucky, fortunate hue to me to guard the whole of my life so that I may be very, very lucky. Thank you, Goddess Fortuna, for helping me with my destiny. And then when you focus on the will of God, it will help to reveal to you what that destiny is. So you basically do an inner meditation. It says, you meditate on the will of the Most High God and the Goddess Fortuna. Breathe deeply as the Holy Spirit inspires your meditation to become a visualization. Visualize a positive, lucky outcome to each and every problem that comes to your head. And then you can continue that's the spell. I mean, it's not really a spell, but whatever. This is a manifestation technique. So you do that, and I would do it like for every situation that comes to your head. I would use that technique, you guys. Okay. And it talks about that fortune can come in from monetary success, or it can come in the form of a love relationship and a healthy life. So don't think about money. Don't think about it just being money. You need to define what fortune means to you. This will help you to attract the proper energies to bring balance to you and to your world. Okay, so I'm going to go to the back of the book now, where I have a compendium of knowledge of what it could mean when you're doing these readings and you pull more than one of the major arcana cards out together, because that definitely means something. I probably don't have every combination, but if you were to pull a major arcana card, I would, and then you see another one, I would stop the reading that you're doing, go to the back of the book, look the first card up and see if that card combination is there. If it's not, then go for the second card. Okay. So if you pull the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, it is a very good sign of goodwill and good fortune coming your way. If you pull the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, it could indicate that someone has successfully swapped your destiny to some form of extent. If you pull the Wheel of Fortune before a major arcana card, it could indicate that the past fortune has influenced the current fortune. If you pull the Wheel of Fortune card after a major arcana card, it could indicate that whatever the major arcana card is will bring you good fortune in the future. Anytime that you see the Wheel of Fortune, you can expect to experience good luck. And then it just keeps going on and on with the different card combinations, you guys. But you get the gist of how this book works. Check it out. It is called Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. I worked really hard on this to bring you guys something that you can use to read cards for yourself and for others. And yes, this is all from my book. So the link to this book is in the description box below. And the link to the original Rider-Waite deck with the description on the cards is also linked with this book in the description box below. So you'll see those two links, and you'll also see the link to the Truth of God. But thank you guys for spending your time with me. God bless you. Peace be with you. Know that I love you so much and I'm praying for you. I do have another platform called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. But also remember, you guys, if you ever have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat on this platform. On the other platform, we're working to get in there. I'm just waiting for YouTube to get back with me. But eventually that one will be monetized and I'll be able to accept $20 per question. And then I set a 20-minute timer and I pause the collective reading and answer your questions. So know that that is still available, you guys, just for the future. And I love you so much. Peace be with you. Please like the video, tap the notification bell, make sure you're subscribed. If you see the hype video, hit that hype button, share this content if you feel comfortable. Okay, I love you so much. Peace be with you. And I'll see you guys in the next reading, okay? Bye. Thank you for spending your time with me. Peace be with you.